Now, next up, we have somebody rather special. We have a chap called Max Hoppy. And he's one of, you know that saying about the 6 people that you surround yourself with is kind of the makeup of yourself. And I intentionally try and spend a lot of time with Max because he gives me loads of energy. He feels like a spirit animal to me. But he's also an incredibly generous human. He's very purpose-driven. And, you know, he's all about charity and helping other people and all that sort of thing. And so I think you're going to really love his talk today. I've seen a few of the slides. Oh, there's been a change of plan. Okay. We've gone back 10 years. Righto. We now all work at Iceland Foods in the marketing team. So that makes you the marketing team. Okay. And we're at the sales conference. This okay? All right. Frozen chicken sales haven't been great recently. Okay. And next up is Max Hopkinson, the new head of digital, to tell you more. So round of applause for Max Hoppy.
Hello, Icelanders. I'm Max Hopkinson, the new head of digital marketing, and I'm standing in for David today. David's had to go to speak to the board about the chicken situation, which I'm going to tell you about just now. Okay, next slide. Okay, so the numbers aren't great. The graph is going down. It's quite a steep curve down. There's some risk here, but we've done some good planning. At this point, a little voice entered my head and just whispered, "You have no idea what this slide's on about, do you?" Okay, so we've done a cluster analysis. We've got some red dots on the graph. We've got some other dots. There's a skull representing the risk. Do you even know how to breathe? So there's, what else have we done? We've done some scenario planning, but the 3 scenarios we've mapped out, they all kind of interlink. It's quite complicated. There's still work here to do. If you can't breathe, you probably can't speak. So 10 years ago, I had a panic attack on a stage like this, in front of a big room with lots of people like we have today. And 2 weeks later, I quit my job. I left my job. Okay, let's start again. Proper intro. Hello, I'm Max Hoppy. I'm delighted to be here today. I like to wear a backwards cap to pretend that I'm not 40, so I'm going to put that on now, just so you get the full Hoppy experience. And by way of introduction, I used to be the head of digital marketing at Iceland Foods. I should say, by the way, they're a wonderful employer. I feel I do this talk, and it sometimes makes them look bad. They're a great employer. They've won Best Company to Work For many times. They just weren't, me and them weren't a great fit. So, and now I'm proud to tell you I work for myself. I work for the Keynote Club, which is a public speaking club for marketers that I started because I wanted to get better myself, and then I realized lots of other people want to get better too. Today's talk is going to go under the bonnet of the chicken story, and I'm going to show you how and why that was not an accident. And I'm going to compare it to how I'm showing up today, which is hopefully quite a bit different, and we're going to kind of look at the differences. Okay, so we're going to look at 3 points in time: 30 minutes before the chicken thing, the night before, and 3 months before. So without further ado, 30 minutes before. My boss did say to me, this is a true part of the story, he said, "Max, I can't do the update. I need you to. But I've done the slides. You've got my slides. They're fantastic, so there's no work. and you were in the trading meeting, so you know what's going on, you'll be fine. And when he asked me, super common reaction, I got the fight or flight response. I got adrenaline and cortisol rushing through my blood, heart rate up, blood pressure up, sweating up, 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 up. So what did I do to bring things down? Well, I got in a fight with a colleague. It wasn't a fist fight. She's a dear friend now, Wendy Swash. I asked her permission to say her name. She said yes. We're good friends now, but at the time we were not friends, and we had a disagreement about delivery charges. And even though it wasn't physical in any way, I still had more of this fight or flight response, which happens to us when we're in work and things get a little bit heated. So when I started speaking on stage, my body had prepared itself for survival. Like, that's what that response does. It prepares you to survive from a fucking lion attack. And it's deeply unhelpful when you're gonna speak publicly. Okay. So the night before, 12 hours before, was I preparing? I was not preparing because I didn't know I'd be speaking. Instead, I was nursing my eldest daughter, Heidi, who was poorly, and I did what most parents do. I administered the Calpol, and then I self-administered the Malbec. And it meant that I woke up. I went to sleep, had this rubbish broken sleep, and I woke up groggy, like slightly hungover, like 3 out of 10, like down here, before I even got to work. Okay, 3 months before Chicken Story, my phone rang. It's Jamie. It's my boss, ex-boss at Google. Hey, Jamie, how's it going? He said, Max, you can't take the job at Iceland. I remember at the time thinking this was a really rotten thing to do. But Jamie said, look, I know them, I know you, and you're a terrible fit. You can't take the job. But I ignored that advice and I signed the contract. I was left, though, knowing, I knew then something wasn't quite right. My tummy, that tummy feeling that's often right that we get, it knew that this was a mistake. This wasn't an accident. The seeds of the Chicken Story were planted 3 months before it happened. Okay, so today, quite different. Feel good today. So what's the difference? What's the difference today? We're going to look at the same 3 points in time. We'll go in reverse order, okay? So 3 months before today, 3 months ago before today, I got a call. It was Joe Glovebox. Hey, Joe, how's it going? That is what he saved as in my phone. I'm proud to reveal that publicly. Hey, Joe, how's it going? He said, mate, we're doing a global gathering of marketing meetuppers. We're getting the community together, and I'd like you to speak about public speaking. Immediately, that tummy thing that is often right felt good. Like a few nerves, that's fine, but it felt like a good thing to say yes to. My people, I hope you're my people, and my topic, and that cocktail felt good. Soon after it was announced publicly, I started getting little messages from some of the people here tonight. My dear friend KC, Kerry Curtis, in the audience, wherever you are. Kerry Curtis, let's embarrass you. Are you here? She's not even here. Fuck. There, no. Stand up, yes, she is at the back. She stood at the back. Come on stage. No, joking. But I had these little pockets of validation that this probably was where I should be. No one was calling me, telling me it was a mistake. So what is the difference? What do I know now? I know that when I'm going to speak and the stakes are high, where there's risk, I've got to have the right to speak. And I define the right to speak as having a good fit with the audience, an audience that wants you to win, like that's very helpful. And when you combine that with a topic that you feel very passionately about and you've got lived experience on, you've got the right to speak. Okay. Last night, Was there a sneaky glass of wine open last night? There was not. At 7:41, I was told to remove this photograph by multiple people who saw this deck. Yeah, I took this photo. Out of shot is a cup of herbal tea. And 40 minutes after it was taken, I received this message from my mate, Maddie. I've got it in my back pocket so I can read it. So I'd messaged Maddie just saying that I felt a little bit nervous. And Maddie sent me a note just saying, absolutely, you know those nerves are a reminder you care about this topic and the people. They are your people and this is your passion. You're right where you're meant to be. You've done the hard work. Now it's time to enjoy it. You've got this. We're all behind you. You'll be awesome. I'm looking forward to it. And everyone needs a mate like that. Like fantastic. Like exactly the kind of stuff I want in the build-up to stuff that's a bit scary. And then 40 minutes after that, I was in bed. And I was able to go to sleep. And I've not always been able to go to sleep easily, but I was last night. And it's because I was sleeping knowing I'd done the work. I'd created this checklist that I hope is behind me. Yeah. With 27 things on it. I ticked them all off. And then I practiced it 20 times. So I was going to sleep without unknowns. I knew things like the microphone I'd be wearing. I knew things like, will my cap fit on my head with this microphone on? Like those little details, those little unknowns that get in our head before we're going to speak, I'd killed them all before I went to bed last night. I started today a 9 out of 10. Actually, an 11, but I wrote the slide before this morning. 11 out of 10, not 3 out of 10. So what do I now know? What's the difference? I know it's on me to create a positive environment in the build-up to these high-stakes speaking things. And I need to go to sleep having done the preparation. If I do that, I can actually go to sleep. If I haven't, I will just torture myself in my mind, going through all these unknowns that I don't know the answers to. When I've researched this more kind of broadly, it's no surprise that 9 out of 10 of the best public speakers cite preparation as the number one thing that both reduces nerves and increases their impact. 9 out of 10. Okay, so 30 minutes ago, or 40 minutes ago, what was going on? So a little friendly warning. In this section, there's going to be some class participation. We're going to do a little breathing exercise together, but hold that thought for now. So 40 minutes ago, this reaction happens. Like it always happens. Everything's up. But today, I had a plan to actually bring everything down. The first part of the plan was to remind myself why I'm here. It's not to impress you. I don't mean that to sound like a gross thing, but it's not. If it was to impress you, I would find that quite anxiety-inducing. It's to help you. It's to help more people fulfill their potential in this area. So I have no business getting nervous. Frankly, you should be nervous. It's about you, not me. You probably should be nervous with the breathing thing coming up. And I find that reframe is very helpful. It kind of centers me. It's not about me. The next thing I do, I've got adrenaline in my blood, remember, so I've got to get rid of it. So I will literally march. I'll sometimes run, like I like running, and I'll do things to get it out. I've got to get it out. It's not helpful. And when I've kind of looked at this and gone down the rabbit hole, it turns out Olympians do this. The swimmers, before they get on the starting blocks, will like march to get that adrenaline out so that they can be calm and composed when they need to be before the gun goes off. Okay, 5 minutes to go. I do a little breathing exercise called falling bee's breath. I'm going to show you how it works now. So, very simple. You take a nice breath of air through your nose. And it's not a lung buster. So a lung buster is, and it kind of introduces tension, like you don't want tension. So it's a nice breath through the nose. And then on the breathe out, I hum. And I hum from a high pitch to a low pitch. And the out is slower than the in. Okay, so here's a little demo. So in. Okay, hope you got it. We're going to do 3. 3 together. I'll If this is too awkward, by the way, just close your eyes. I might close my eyes as well. So we're going in, and in. Last one. We'll do one more, but this time, I want the hum so quiet the people sat either side of you don't hear it. Okay? In. Well done. You can have a little round of applause. That's very good. Bravo. That worked infinitely better than I thought it would. Okay, what do I know now? I know that the nerves thing, like I can't stop it. I've been working at this for over 10 years. The nerves are still here, but they're not going to stop me. They lose all their power when I'm prepared for them, and I've got good ritual that kicks in to bring everything down. My ritual, the kind of science behind it, particularly that bee's breath exercise, is it triggers my parasympathetic nervous system. So that hum does a couple of interesting things. It causes a buildup of nitrous oxide in the nasal cavity, which catalyzes vasodilation. For those that did GCSE biology, it's when like all the capillaries open up, like everything opens up. Fight or flight, all the blood flows to the big muscles, the big organs. You know, vasodilation, the opposite. And then the other cool thing about it is the hum. It's kind of signaling to the body that everything's chill, because it's a bit like a yawn or a sigh, and the body goes, that's fine. We're all good, and everything starts to calm down. So this was not an accident. Today was not an accident. I'm going to recap on the little stories that I've told. So what is the difference? Why has today gone, hopefully, a lot better than the chicken story at the start? Well, 3 months ago, when Joe asked me to do it, I knew I had the right to speak. And I had the self-awareness at that point to know more about the things I should say yes to or push back on. In the build-up, I created a positive environment for myself, and I prepared. And my preparation was a mixture of repping the actual talk I'm going to do, but also all the little unknowns about what's the stage like, how big is it, what's the microphone like, all those little unknowns. That was part of my prep. And in the 30 minutes leading up, when my body kind of abandons me, I was ready, and I had a strong ritual that I'd battle tested that meant that I started today composed and actually really looking forward to it. This was not an accident. Okay. Let's end by signposting where I learned this stuff. So I learned a lot of it through trial and error, but my learning curve has started going steeper, the opposite of the Iceland slide. It's been going up since I've been going to the Keynote Club. It's a place where people, frankly, positively lovely people, like the givers, the growers, the people that are prepared to make themselves slightly vulnerable because we've got this safe space, come and practice. And it's important work because the thing I'm seeing is that 8 out of 10 of us have a fear of this stuff. I'm seeing people knock down this fear or like question this fear, knock down this first domino of fear, and then they start questioning other fears, other limiting beliefs in their life. And they start growing in all sorts of ways that frankly have nothing to do with public speaking. So it's important work. Since 2022, we've helped 2,000 marketers. I'm part of that stat. We are just getting started. Our plan is to help 1 million. So if you want to be part of the hopeful next statistic of helping 1 million, actually scrap that. If you want to help yourself, I'd love you to come too. We're next meeting at 12 o'clock a week today, so literally 1 week and 17 minutes. We're meeting online at thekeynoteclub.com. And I won't finish by saying thank you. I'll finish by saying I'll see you soon. Thank you.
Well done, brother.